Like, are they just going to have a one and done, knowing that Navi would have likely picked
Fnatic haven't played Corrode yet, but G2 have, so...
Oi!
Oh, wait.
Hold on, it's liquid. No, not liquid, they have the Waylay. This is a little bit of liquid, I guess, with the Gecko, but it's Filu on the Gecko and Natank on the Raze.
Yeah, it looks very liquid-esque, where you don't run the right? They don't run the Sentinel.
It's a mirror matchup as well. Like, they've been playing.
Yeah, there we go.
Have they just stolen Navi's comp?
But they did on Icebox too.
That's why they wanted to start on the attack side, because Navi's comp, they figured it out. Boom. But yeah, how do you feel about Filu, Gecko?
Oh yeah, Natank Raze.
Yeah, interesting. I don't really know like why these kind of movements have been happening with players, but
doesn't believe in comfort, so
yeah, like there's obviously been something from Philo that he has seen for him to put him onto this Gecko. The Natank on the Raze as well. I feel like anytime we see KOI bring out a new composition, we don't really fully understand why the roles are the way they are at first.
Yeah, and it's another new agent for Natank. We haven't seen his Raze this stage yet. So just another thing. He's just jack of all trades at this point.
But master of none, potentially.
Whoa! Whoa! What is that? What is that? I mean, sometimes it's a bit of an advantage if you haven't shown your comp. That means that the NAVI camp can't do a lot of homework, but it is their comp, so maybe it's like a blessing in disguise.
If I see KOI just running, if we just see the same attack and defense from both teams, we're going to see the first mirror match, literally. We're just going to see the same attack and defense both sides. Yeah, I don't know. I think that KOI usually steal stuff and then like make it a little bit more their own, so hopefully we see that. But yeah, big question marks around the roles for me.
I think as well, like there's a lot of stake here for KOI, so to just kind of play that mirror matchup is interesting to me. Is that going to be the game plan for every single map that we see from them today? They just yoink whatever Navi are playing? Yeah, like genuinely, I feel like that could be what their game plan was going into today.
We're gonna find out because we're ready to jump into game. Mitch and Tom, what do you make of copying, not stealing?
Drawing inspiration, Tom. That's the way I'd phrase it. You know, you got to look elsewhere, see what's out there on the market, and bring back home what you like. And I guess that's what Movistar KOI are doing. I don't know if they're able to use these comps in the same way their opponents are.
Be interested to see if it works. I always get a little bit nervous when I see someone who's quite an aggressive duelist go onto an initiator, especially one like Gecko, because I feel like people just try and play it as if it's just another duelist. Like, I'm gonna flash for myself and run in, and then the flash gets shot and you die. So I'm gonna wait and see how it works out. 8-0, not bad. But that's obviously, yeah, in their last meeting in Ascension. So I would be surprised if that's kept up, but either way, attack side start for Movistar KOI. I think that's a good thing for them, especially a map they haven't played an official, getting to set the pace. They're running into the hands of Angel. Well, he's almost dead.
And he's walked out in the open with utility in hand. So there is a corner you can hide in there, but he didn't quite catch the memo. So Angel's down and out, but Alexic's up behind early. Wants to try to recover this advantage that was just given away, and his timing is near perfect. They're blitzing on his site. There's one for Alexic. Now they know where he is. Element of surprise fades away. Reposition to the right side. They're looking for him as Hero swings in from up above. Alexic with a nade. He's going to force him out, but Batty G comes in from the top rope. It's 1-0 for Movistar KOI, and another pistol found by this squad.
Yeah, 3 for 3 in terms of pistol rounds, and an important round for them to take, getting off the mark. And a lot of this did come down to that sort of late round scenario, pulled in by the likes of Batty G, a little bit sneaky on the back, and that was both players down.
Back again! Nice! Let's go! Let's go, Cazzo!
Oh. Well, don't Google Translate that. 1-0 for Movistar KOI. And it's going to be pistols for Navi. 2 sheriffs in play. They won a round where they had not a whole lot to work with, although it was still better armed than this. So I wouldn't count them out. Yeah, I wouldn't count them out, that's for sure. And I don't think that Movistar KOI will be doing that. But they have sent one player alone through elbow up against the Nico, which is and I'm going to say this politely, terrible idea. The blind catches Monster. The recovered weapon takes down Natank. This is an awful round for Movistar KOI, and it might not get any better. They're being traded out. They've lost it again. Oh, man. There's just no helping them.
Give me the reaction. Give me the reaction of the coaches right now. Pay safe card thrifty. That one is, yeah, that one's gonna do some damage. Hopefully not to one of our tables, but that's got to be infuriating. Just running alone, caught out. Obviously, giving up such a valuable weapon like the Spectre.
Oh, shut it, Tom! It's a trash weapon. The guy was jumping and into the weapon out.
Hey! Leave our table alone. Leave our. I saw that coming.
Classic.
They muted that one. I wonder why.
Oh dear.
Well, my lip reading in Italian, not that great, but
twice now. Out of the pistols we've seen so far, that is 2 out of 3 that the second round has been lost. What a huge round from Alexic once again. Who's surprised in saying that at this stage? The guy has been phenomenal, but that's a silly round to take away. And even I will admit, he shouldn't have been able to win that round with a stolen Spectre after only having a classic.
Thank you, Tom. That's very noble of you.
And I would have said exactly the same if he picked up a Stinger, because it's also true.
No, more like
at that range.
Maybe not, but
we'll see what they can do. It's only classics for the side of Movistar Koi. And it's once again where they're just going to send the NAVI economy sky high. You can already see 3 players with thousands of credits in the bank. Well, this B site should just be a mow down.
Yeah,
and it will be.
And it is. It's going to be an in-zone flawless in round number 3. And Tom, I hate to go back to that conversation we had in the previous map, but I lied. Actually, I don't hate to do it. Fundamentals. You know, you look at that previous round, the one before this, and you're going through elbow. You know, this is somewhere that you've got utility. These things called prowlers, they clear corners. You got teammates to work with, but they send an isolated player against an eco through a very close range part of the map. For control, they don't need for where they're trying to plant. You can just plant for Link, keep that control. It doesn't make sense. And I think there's a lot of rounds like that where you see Movistar Koi gain an advantage or already have one economically, and it falls apart because the fundamentals are not there. Now, great start by Monster. A great trade out by Natank and Flya. And this round, 4 versus 2, a decent bit of damage done for sure. But it's looking like it should be Koi leveling up that scoreline.
Yeah, they've already cleared out the backline with the Prowler. They know where Hero is. Paranoia, he should be dead to rights, and he's not. He somehow managed to survive that. Maybe not wanting to swing too aggressively. Not realizing where the second player is. Thrash. Just destroyed before they're able to dive. But the main thing is they've cleared both players out of the backline. Now for Navi, they do have the credits. They can take a risk here. Paranoia will give them the additional little bit of space as they're going to try and push back into this one.
They're isolated on the site, but Filu's winning his fights. That's all you need. And I was worried when I saw Movistar Koi in the same position that they were in prior. In that round where they had the advantages, where Paranoia came through and it changed it all. Well, the same Paranoia was in play, but this time they struggle on Navi to actually convert them because there's such a quick reaction to fall back. They've seen this trick before. Movistar Koi not going to fall for it again, and now we end up 2-2. Well handled after that early advantage. And I guess it's the problem with pushing into A main. Sometimes you play that aggressive side because you've got Viper to delay on B, you've got your snake bite, you've got your wall cutting mid, and having that A main control is super valuable for you if you can get it. But the cost is sometimes that's going to be a favorable fight with the numbers that Movistar Koi have.
Already a very pacey hit of this mid crunch, but with how much space has already been garnered, there's an aggressive A push as well that has come up for Alexic, and while Hero is going to be the first to win that fight, they can now just fall back off this. Not really a reason to over-aggress into this position. B site has been somewhat open, but that now is going to be reclaimed by Angel. And with a man advantage and so much map control on A, this is a tough spot for Movistar Koi.
I think this is honestly where I would have rather see that wingman be used towards the B site. Like, they don't have any information in B main. They don't know where the hit's coming in. And it was sent down mid when they'd already called to disengage the fight. So it didn't get them any extra information. They knew there were players there. Now that player inside of B main could be a big problem if Monster's able to get the jump on them, but instead it's Hero cutting off that mid fight. They know it's a B hit. Angel's not going to move from the corner. Should have a free pick, and indeed, he catches Monster. They may not have had the info, but they assumed, and they assumed correctly. Great read coming out of the IGL. Great play by Navi. Good push on mid by Hero, and Filu's left with no chance. He's in a 1v5. They are already high load on that angle. and an in-zone flawless for NAVI, an immediate response.
Well, yeah, the impressive thing is that's now 2 out of the 3 rounds they have are in-zone flawlesses, and the other is them winning in an eco. So they are, what, pay save card thrifty. They're hitting all the sponsors. I'd say as well, the thing I really enjoyed about this round is Hero. Like the fact that Hero is still one of the youngest players, I believe, in the whole league, and he is someone that, look at both of those opening fights. It's taking a pick, getting a kill, completely repositioning, doing the same thing. There is 0 risk in the fights that he's taking. That's very intelligent stuff for a youngster.
Angel was spot on. He played aim lab in the last. Alexic, he also had a piece of utility to shoot, and he ended up picking up a kill through it. The Prowler not quite absorbing that shot. It's a big old bullet that the operator fires, and well, there's a big piece of utility close to being online for him as well. 2 away from Showstopper, but Navi come into this round already with a Viper's Pit. Something that could be used to recover, but the play is towards the A site. Numbers there for Movistar Koi.
So far, when they've got these advantages, they've been happy to play passive. The flash hasn't caught, and well, Hero goes down. Filu has looked good. A couple of moments where individually he's still stepping up. Alexic, though, can still cling to this cross. They're putting in a lot of utility just to force him out of position, and that's wise, because he was waiting.
Yeah, it's a wonderful snake bite by Monster. That gets them the cross. A pick here for Alexic. Could be the round lost by Movistar Koi, because it will be the showstopper, and it's online now, but it's at the hands of Monster that the orb is claimed. Really nice round from that Viper. Not just the utility to control initially, but punishing that aggression coming back out of Link. Ruxic has the pit, and now has a chance to put it into play. This could be dangerous. Snakebite still online, and that is not that wide of a stairway, but it's Monster again to pull them, drag them across the finish line.
Oh, really nice work. I think also just the realization that that initial usage of utility didn't clear Alexic from the angle, so they send in a deeper snakebite. They use the orb to sort of manage and control, keep the players low that are taking those fights, and then just a good read. Let's go, Ado! Hey! And where he's going to be. 3-3. We've seen a lot of sides on this map come out fairly defensive, so with the start that Navi have had, you kind of expected them to run away with this a little bit more. Of course, though, they have been keeping these rounds so clean that, again, economically, they're fine.
But there's a bit of a buffer there from Movistar Koi too. Filu having some big performances. We're again going to see the ultimate come through.
Yeah, twice already.
It's very impressive. Coming into round 7. Ruxic's not safe. Now they know he's here. Boxed in, and it's Monster again to draw first blood. Angel catches a player reloading. Fly and Filu down. Spike claimed as well. That's a disaster. No more Thrash to work around. The pit can't be used. They need to claim back that space. And a flash coming out of Angel here could seal the deal. Up close, Monster wasn't blind. He hit behind the boxes. He's caught by the paranoia though. That allows Alexic to finish him off. With Batty G left alone. But he's isolated Hero now. The last man standing won't have a chance. Batty G with the Red Bull clutch.
It's just really impressive that he managed just to bring that one back. That was a scenario that looked like everything was in the favor of Navi, but maybe overstepping the bound a couple of times. Angel wanting to clear out that fight after the flash, and then I think it was Alexic being caught out with utility in hand. That was enough for him to close out the round. Fantastic stuff individually. I will say that is the second time that Fly has died in the same position, walking out, not ready for anybody to be there. So I think that's something that they need to consider themselves, is that exact line each time. Instead, though...
Yeah, I think realistically that's an important part of the map to fight for, but maybe send anyone but him there from now on. It's just his like kryptonite.
The round where he died, he used both Prowlers around that area, and then it's like, okay, there was no one there this time, so there won't be again. I think it was also the more aggressive position of Ruxic, but nonetheless, a man that we have talked about a lot in terms of his flexibility. That agent pool has just added another to the tally with the Raze coming in. Thus far, it's been a little bit quiet. We haven't seen too much for it, but obviously with how aggressive and sort of early these fights have been, I think there's still a lot to come from Natank.
And we heard it earlier from the interview by CMOS about how comfort isn't really a concern for him. It's more about best in-slot agents, but this isn't TFT. you've got individuals, you've got humans on the other side, and some players just look better on certain agents. And I think back to that Yoru, an agent who is quite viable on this map as well. And you think about Natank on him, he looked incredible. But maybe it's on Natank to find his form on the Raze. It's going to start with the man himself, popping that ultimate, the big rocket in play, and he's got a player in the corner.
Okay.
He will take him down, but it's from the grave and up close. Alexic's good for one. Showstopper active, fired up close. But he doesn't find anybody with it. Still, the advantage is theirs. In the meantime, Batty G has snuck his way over towards the site and will catch Hero off as a result.
Alexic just going to fall back, not wanting to over-aggress while Ruxic swings around the molly. Angel looking for a little bit more. A good time peaked here could give them the advantage, but Filu seems well aware of the potential of someone being here, and with his ult already available to be used once again, it seems like he's waiting for his teammate to join him.
Yeah, and I like Movistar Koi's adaptation. The jump peak even on the corner, you know there's an op likely to be there where it was seen before, but now you're going to realize that he's rotated out, and in comes the Thrash. It'll be Alexic to follow up on it, but it's shot before it can explode, and now the wraparound comes in. Batty G just needs to buy time, and he's done that. He's destroyed the wingman. Timing here going to be essential for Filu. Emerges from the smoke, isolates the first, but Angel's there to close it out. He may have his gun out on our screen, but rest assured he's defusing. And the round will be going in favor of NAVI, just about.
Yeah, I'd say much better in the late round though. Like, a lot of what we saw was some of the time Navi being a little bit disjointed or somebody getting a little bit aggressive in those peaks, but that was perfect for me. It is like you have Angel patiently waiting for the rotation, they use the Thrash for the info, the trade is pretty much immediate, and then just making sure that they played this one together, keeping all of the angles covered. It's a round for Navi, but more importantly, for the side of Movistar Koi, you have to remember the way they won that last round. It was Batty G in a clutch. They spent everything to get themselves back in with a buy. This round, their purchase sucks.
That should be the lead for NAVI, but stranger things have happened with Filu down, though.
Normally the other way around,
decrease.
though.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. It's NAVI that win these rounds. For Natank, bought himself a Stinger. It's the best they've got to work with. He's got towards Link, but again, if you're playing Link without like a judge or something in a round like this, you're making a big mistake. And it is a much more passive hold from Xiao. He'll grab one, but nice shot from Batty G. He has been having a great series so far, but in a round like this, you need to have a godlike performance, and for him, it would need to be the ace. Instead, it's Hero to pick up a few orbs.
Yeah, I think this has always been the issue, really, for Movistar Core, is they have a lot of good rounds, but they're never really able to punish Navi enough so that they have to take an eco, or even if they do take an eco, that's when Navi somehow seems to win it. And so they've never really been able to capitalize on any of the advantages in this match. And then, when it comes to the other way round, Navi face versus their low buy, and they keep it clean. Like, I think the lowest they've had is 3 players, and most of the time it's been 4 or 5.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Movistar Koi calling a timeout. You could see the frustration in some of those replays from the coaches, especially in that last 2v2 round that we had. But how it ended up falling apart, they're not happy, and they want to take a moment to refocus the players. Remember, this is playoffs on the line for both squads, but for Movistar Koi losing their map pick, now being on Corrode, now being on the attack side here, where NAVI will move on to next, where, you know, obviously Movistar Koi decided to start. They want to put up those rounds, and it's been a great display. To their credit, they won the pistol, lost the follow-up, and ended up 2-1 down. To keep it at a 5-4 scoreline from there, most teams would be pretty happy with that. But it feels like they've had some opportunities, and they've had some rounds slip apart because of those fundamentals, again, not being there. This is the moment to refocus before NAVI actually chain together a decent lead.
With it, the other worrying prospect as well is Navi lose this series, they're not out.
Yes, yeah.
If Koi lose this series, the group is decided in terms of who's going to playoffs. Like, that's already done. It's sealed. So it's a very different feel. Of course, for Navi, they're not going to sit here and want to leave their life in the hands of Team Liquid. But to be fair, with how they've been playing so far, they're not bad hands to leave them in. And
I think, again, in terms of the legacy you'll leave behind, the only series being won up against a team that never won a series in VCT, it's not what Movistar Koi wanted, making those adjustments, those changes to players and coaching staff throughout the last couple months. So this is their opportunity, their final chance to step up to the plate and hit the home run While the iron's still hot, they're looking to 1 round apart. Investment is big from that attack side.
Look at the mid.
After a timeout, they've got to be ready for this, and they've lost the opening. It's Batty who's been so consistent who falls first.
Yeah, aggressive stuff. I think Navi, this is one of the slower rounds we've seen from the attack, so they go walkabouts. I was hoping maybe we'd see a more direct B push, and okay, that is a cursed round from Filu. He's been spammed out by 2 different players. Well, now this round is already kind of looking over. I was hoping a B push maybe off like a Nightfall pit combo, but well, it almost looks like, just a full save. Nothing at this stage, and you kind of understand it. You played this slow round, you waited for your opponents, and you still got wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Filu went down, you cannot fault him for that. You know, you got to cross back. Doesn't want to go through spawn. That's fine. You got to smoke up. They pushed mid, but they went back. The fact that 2 different players fire like 3 bullets through the smoke. First he gets tagged to 40 HP, then his head gets ripped off. That's so unfortunate. If that was a ranked game, you'd immediately, pause the game, report, cheating, move on with your day. What can I do, man? But here, that is just unlucky, and with Flya falling in the end, a lack of luck continues to build. It's Movistar Koi, 2 players surviving. Big investment needed, but this is a round they come into with ults. Navi don't have those ults to play around. That has to be the difference maker at 6-4.
These are the standings, at least. But yeah, this is these standings.
I don't see Movistar Koi there.
Yeah, there we go. Group Omega. Obviously, Apex have already been eliminated from the standings, and a victory for Koi would leapfrog them up into a qualification spot. Of course, as we said, Navi could do a wonderful favor for KC and guarantee them a spot in the playoffs. Really take the pressure off their Team Liquid game.
Well, we just saw a 3-man lineup on B. Holding, it's not quite a high-low, because it's not like you can stand up that little bit higher, I suppose, if you go in the box. But they're expecting, on the Movistar Koi side, expecting aggression from Navi. They don't get it to start this round off, but there is a lot of presence towards this B site. As Filu may find out. In he goes. I think he's caught him. Yeah, he's caught Hero.
Look how many players
there's
are here.
So many more. Ruxic goes down. They think this side is easier to push into now. Little do they know, there's still plenty of players. They've got main control with Angel being there, but okay, he gets spotted. They're starting to put the pieces together, but maybe too little too late. Batty G fires onto Alexic, but Hero's here as well. And he's firing on all cylinders with a triple kill. Batty, Team P's in. It's a fake Team P. Trying to get them to look the other way, but they know. They suspect at the very least, and he can't get into that smoke without crossing both of the remaining Navi rifles. That round goes to Navi, 7-4 locked in, and even after saving the weapons, after putting it all on the line, Tom, there's no real reward to be found.
It was an impeccable read. I think, as I said, I was looking at this sort of B site as, okay, they got to hit it eventually. Like, it's been these sort of mid plays that maybe end towards B, but they haven't really gone just directly in that place before. And while, even though it was still a split through mid, Navi, I think, had 4 players on that side of the map. So just a sublime read out from Navi. And while for Movistar Koi, they've still got that Nightfall. They've still got the Viper's Pit. Will it ever be used?
Oh, we just saw Alexic pick up a backup Odin. Now that is a play I can get behind, Tom. That is something I love to see. They already know players haven't gone to the right side. Prowler cleared it. Alexic knows the pressure's going to come towards him. But this is an unusual angle, an unusual weapon for it as well. Hasn't got a blast pack as he tries to throw them through, and they've already taken control of the side here. Movistar Koi flooding in, and they're finding picks. The Odin's dealt with as well. This is a great push with a pit going down. And Angel, try as he might, he's not cleared main. It's left on the Ruxic. He has to fight back through the pit.
Batty's low.
He won't get his own online, but out comes the shorty. Unfortunately, Batty G does the same. 7-5 at the half.
It ends up as a tight scoreline once again, and with the pistol record for Movistar Koi, it does still feel like they have a lifeline, but if they're going to save themselves in the league, they need to do it after the break.
One enemy remaining.
Welcome back, folks. A pistol round from Movistar Koi, but still trailing by 2 at the half. NAVI with the lead. It's their map pick, and winning here will send Koi out of playoffs contention. It will end their season, and for a promising lineup, they will have achieved a lot less than I think so many of us hope to see. Movistar Koi also looking to break the curse that they've suffered at the hands of for quite a while. They always come second last in their group, and it could be happening again here today.
Feels like it will be, I'll be honest with you. There's been a lot of fumbles, a lot of mistakes. They've won all the pistols, but still managed to lose 2 of the second rounds. And well, a pistol win here for NAVI does feel like it might just put the game to bed. And a pistol win here for Koi might mean that they still lose the second round. So I'm waiting to see. The Omens, at least, have both been performing. Hero and Batty G have been the players to watch so far. And I think definitely going into this attack side, I want to see a little bit more from those Raze players.
Well, this is it. Natank's been impressive on some duelists, but hasn't quite worked so far. Maybe the defense is where things will change after the pistol round, at least. The quick reaction from the rest of the squad will get them control. Filu got hit by his own wingman, but it doesn't matter. They're able to take the advantage, take the lead for a moment. Thing is, they've got the spike. Xiao and Alexic are so very low. And Movistar Koi have won every pistol round so far. This should be another opportunity.
Did he see?
To add one to the tally. He saw the ghost, but whether he realized it or not, that's a different question. Well, he knows now. He knows now.
But the longer this goes, the more they're likely to check. It's the first that goes his way. They know where the second is. Batty G, he's been digged up, and Xiao will be there to clutch it out. It's going to be the pistol round going the way of NAVI. And wow, there was a man really building up the fact that Movistar Koi had that one done, pretty much. Mitchman, how are you feeling?
Yeah, look, this is an unfortunate scenario. I'll tell you that.
Send that clip to Ulysses. Ulysses.
Actually do, yeah, I was on their side. That's good. Yeah, send that to Ulu.
Yeah, the one time.
I was nice for once.
And they lose. That's the first pistol that it was.
I like the fact that Alexic hears the wingman coming, and he could have sidestepped it. He could have hid behind the wall, but he tanks the wingman to let them know, I'm over here. Look at me, guys. Baits for his teammate, and that gets him the first kill. But he did a wonderful job spamming through the smoke, swinging wide, handing over a rare L to Batty. That is 8-5 now. With a pistol win, I'll be honest, this is looking more and more likely. Like we're going to see Movistar Koi fade out of this series. It could be out of their depth up against NAVI, but there's still a little eco round to fight for. NAVI won plenty of these. 2 out of 3 of the follow-ups. Maybe Koi can do the same.
Well, yeah, they've never won the pistol, so that's something new for NAVI so far, but it really does feel like a death sentence. Like moments where there's been opportunities. I think anybody maybe looking at the scorelines of this map or match will think that this is just another day in the office for NAVI in a match that should be comfortable for them. Batty G. That was not what I was expecting to happen, I'll be honest with you. Took a risk, the risk didn't pay off, and with how little they have.
Hello.
Okay, that's at least one. A little bit of extra damage, but ultimately you can't expect too much more from this point unless Monster's going to go nuclear.
And they know there's a player behind, so they're going to be coming at Monster full pace. Up above him, but he snuck past. They check it still. Well done to Xiao. Recovering his bases. We've only got one man left. Flya, an ace needed.
You believe?
Without a doubt, Tom. I think this is Flya's...
It's his round to lose.
Every single time. 9 times out of 10, actually. I could see maybe one reality where NAVI win this round, but I think there's a clear favorite here.
Yeah, that's a strange take, and I'm not talking Doctor Strange.
He would be doubling his kills if he finds this. Started the round on 5.
Yeah, so I think he's just going to die to the spike, but you know, I'll allow you to
Ninja
dream.
defuse. Here we go. Ninja defuse.
No, I think he might be
he's got plenty of time, Tom.
Got to be kidding me.
So much. They should all run in now. They should all run in. He's got so much time.
Right.
Now,
well,
they've played it correctly. Just realizing the time was gone. Run away. Don't lose your weapons to him. You could have really sent Alexic in with the ghost to double check it, but that's how confident they were. They just didn't feel the need.
definitely a little bit unlucky. And well, it was mentioned, we saw in the interview earlier about the difference between playing the sort of optimal Valorant and comfort not really being a factor. I'll be honest, Natank does not look comfortable. Like, he is having a rough game so far. 4-12. Someone that, as you mentioned, we've seen on the likes of Yoru have unbelievable performances. We've seen him play the ISO and looked pretty good, but on that Raze, something he has played on prior rosters, it just hasn't hit so far.
Well, I think that's where the best in slot conversation comes in. It's like if you want to run a specific slot, specific comp, then you need the best in slot player for that agent, right? Like you put someone that's the best Viper in the world onto an agent they've never played before, they're not going to deliver that same level. They don't have that same understanding of the flow. And I think Natank, to his credit, Nats could probably do it, but to his credit, Natank has been flexing so much.
Oh, hello.
And he's been doing well for the most part, but this has been a struggle here.
Oh, we always spoke about this map and the walls, the amount that you can wallbang, almost like paper. That's a solid start. They need to start their comeback here and now. Flyer already under some serious pressure. Left blind, but has been able to retreat. At least needs to find one, and has done that at least before he's traded out. The tank left, low on HP though, will fall. However, his teammate in Batty G has kept them with an advantage. The plant will be coming in. An isolated monster. But it depends when he hits the timing. If anything, I want him to come in a little later than the rest of the team.
Looks like we might already have a timing for him. Hero's standing out in the open with his back turned. It's a free pickup. Xiao's got to do it all, and it's Monster again, bailing them out from Link. He's done really well in the first half from that same position. And he does it again here. To put 6 on the board for Movistar Koi, but hey, look, it's a long road ahead of them. They've got 3 rounds to recover. Love the opening. The Odin spray by Filu working wonders. But just to finish that conversation, like I think someone like Natank, he's done very well so far, but then you have to, like, flexing to all these different agents, but you have to think, you know,
middle. You need to understand that, you know?
Think how he would feel with that little bit more comfort behind him. I think you'll have that, a more consistent performance out of him.
Oh, Filu has succeeded in 1 round, and that's enough for...
Oh, he's getting confident.
For Angel to never be able to cross mid again. And, well, Batty G's found one. And actually, they did kind of try and cross mid, and Flyer has just absolutely wrecked them. These early spams have completely denied NAVI. And bear in mind, last round they had a few pieces missing. It was not the greatest of buys. This round was a full investment, and they are left to just 2.
Yeah, and I don't know if there was a call for Filu, like if someone heard the Shrouded Step and just guessed that there would be a player up on top of the boxes, or like the ones here. Player we saw die there, but I don't know if he had the call. I don't know if he just suspected it, but that spam did a ton of damage, and it was an easy follow-up for, I believe, Batty G.
Yeah.
Then the other 2 comes in from that Link push. And it's another element, like spamming the Odin from top mid we haven't seen a lot of, but it does empower that Link player to go for a fight, often against low HP players, and certainly against positions that he knows are clear, because if you're stuck there, your Odin teammates got him taken down. Movistar Koi cleaned this one up. 4 players left alive. It's not quite a flawless, but for the round that it was, it's about as good as you could hope for it to go.
Yeah,
2 rounds behind and heating up.
Yeah, and as I said, like from what we've seen so far in this map, a lot of it has felt quite defense-sided.
It was the Prowler. Okay.
And then similarly to the likes of an old-school split, it always felt like NAVI were one of those teams that were really trying to pressure what you're able to do over on the attack side. It's going to be a relatively early pause for them coming into the second half, but you can understand why. This round's going to be a low purchase with just some pistols, although that probably means they'll win. And then the next round, there's a chance for already a level up from Movistar Koi.
A timeout from NAVI, well called. This is going to be their last one. But as you see Movistar Koi pick up that momentum, follow up around with a more dominant performance, and put you on the pistols, you want to make sure you're likely to see 9-8 here. You don't want this to go neck and neck. You don't want to see the game spiral out of control in the next buy round, and Movistar Koi get the momentum, get the lead back in their favor, because that's where the game can very much slip away. They're going to get ahead of the problem, but keep in mind, that's NAVI's last chance to chat to their players, their last chance to correct what they're seeing on the server. Anything goes wrong from this point forward, It's only the boys down on the stage that can make those adjustments.
At least in this round, expectations still relatively low. I'd be interested to see, because like, as said, similarly to how they always used to play split, mid-control was a pretty big part of how Navi liked to play the attack. So I think that if Movistar Koi can deny them that ground, it's definitely going to make things a lot more interesting. I think their Viper util has been making things very awkward alongside that Odin. But it's a lot of commitment. And that's what's the interesting part for me, is that last round was 3 players fighting mid. I don't think they can keep that up all the time. And if NAVI can start to exploit, for example, maybe in a tank solo on A, it could be a very different looking defense.
It looks like Navi are playing for the win in this round as well. Looking for aggression on A, grouped up. There was a high-low there. The rifle was in it as well, the Guardian that they've got, but they don't see anyone. Now they move to the B site.
Oh, that's
a lot of information. Yeah, they might think about just canceling this, maintaining mid-control. Still 50 seconds. I mean, Navi have got
eyes here.
a bunch of options at their disposal.
That was also thrown from very far away, so the amount of info that Flyer has managed to get from mid, it might sell the idea that there isn't anywhere near as much presence on this side of the map. Spam through again, it's Alexic down, that's the Guardian now into, well, the real duelist hands. Angel's going to have that one, but they are taking so much chip damage along the way that they should be walking into an absolute failure of a round. Natank, though, under pressure. As said, he's been having a really rough map, but supported by utility. This is a chance to clean up. And well, it's, yeah, he's going to get caught up by the ultimate. I'm surprised that Angel even threw that in, I'll be honest with you.
It was a bold strategy, Cotton, and it did not pay off. I'm a little perplexed. When I heard that activated, I looked over and went, oh, is Filu activated? No.
Yeah.
That was Angel that threw that one in. I do like this, though. The paranoia put into play.
When did he use it? Yeah, he used it when he was in the corner.
Yep. Yes, he did. He did. When the paranoia hit, and I guess that was just an immediate emergency play, try to keep everyone alive, but they fell too quickly for any real impact to be found. But that's a really high-value ultimate for info and for control, taken out of play. Now as they push this B site, they won't have that to work with. It's going to be the flash over the top, sent in late. Alexic's already taken the space. He's already behind them. That's a great bit of ground to claim early, but Batty G and Filu, they're still holding strong. Now they're going to be sent back. And the question is this just a simple play up into heaven coming through from Alexic, or the wrap around to mid? For now, at least, it looks like he'll just hold control.
But now they'll expect it. That's the thing. It's been long enough where they're not going to be walking in blind as they would do, although they're clearing those backlines, and this could be a problem. They're running in. They think, okay, we've caught this guy. Is anybody going to check? They do, but it's too little too late. The nade will claim one, though. The tank's done well. Showstopper into the roof. Could be enough to kill off Alexic, but he survives with 8 HP. He has a showstopper of his own, but he's so desperately low that using it might not be worth it. He's trying to bait in the fight and has moved his opponent off of that spike. That time now ticking away. The tank knows it. The spam, and he's going to land the shot as well. Alexic saving NAVI from their demise. And well, it will be the lead kept just about.
What a round from Alexic. He gets all that control. He doesn't overplay his hand. He waits. And as soon as Thrash gets a player in the corner, he knows they are going to be so focused on getting that man, on capitalizing on the ultimate, that they're not going to check the corner. Lets the first guy run past. It's because of that he's able to take the second. And it's because of that he's got his showstopper. He's still alive. Pops the showstopper and knows the tank's not going to stick it. He's expecting a rocket. That's so smart, so well played. What a round indeed, 10-8. 2 rounds in it. Navi have found their spark.
Yeah, they've been trying to pick up the pace the last couple of rounds. In the B site, it worked, but this time they've been delayed. It was the usage of immediate Viper Orb in combination with those smokes, even a Prowler being put through. This whole idea is just to try and slow them down as much as possible, force them back into potentially another mid play where they have been getting destroyed.
Well, looks like they will respect that mid control that has caused so many problems for them. The rotation to the B site. The steps stop early enough. But this angle could be good for one on Monster. They're walking right into his crosshair, but he's fired off a little too early. Now they know. The nade forces him back. Snakebite to buy time. 37 seconds. The clock gonna be a big enemy for them here, but that space taken by Hero. The flash comes in too late, but the trade at least on Alexic. Oh, the spray from Filu is perfect, and they keep on going. Movistar Koi bouncing back in the gap, back down to 1.
Yeah, Monster's utility over the last couple of rounds has just been integral. Like being able to have the orb on one side of the map on A, basically just refreshing every few seconds to delay. Then he has his own wall and the snakebite to delay on that B site. Like his Viper util has just been causing so many issues.
No.
That NAVI are continuing to have to basically just try and dive through. You see Alexic, and as you said, it felt like the flash was just a little bit after he was. And wow, the economy of NAVI in the bin once again. Their map choice definitely looking like a struggle, but I do have to say, we saw this on the last map as well. And a couple of mistakes, a snake bite that won a round, and it quickly changes once again.
A snakebite that won around by, I think, 0.35 of a second as well. Movistar Koi, they look to forget what happened previously, and this is a good way to do it. About to tie things up. Hero does find one, which is concerning. That's a weapon recovered for Xiao. No, for Hero, but Xiao will still get himself the Guardian. Hero is the man I'd want to see with that Phantom, but he's tagged up, down to 60. Viper's Pit. Viper's Pit, it should be put in. This could secure them the round. This could get them the advantage back, and that spam almost claimed a kill. Nope. Oh, here's the pit.
Yeah,
it's going to reach.
From outside. An aggressive position. They need to clear! It's the second time, but it's only the one. Hero now going to opt to fall back and try and play with the rest of the team. Boombot available. And while Filu just caught, not really paying attention, it seemed. A bit of an off angle, sure, with the Viper's Pit, but now you start to look at those players. They're going to be tagged desperately low. Finding anything should be impossible, though the spams haven't been met. The spams haven't been met. He's just sticking it within the smoke. He's just going to take the round away. Hero will eventually get it done, but it's already the Red Bull clutch. I don't know why NAVI was so confident that he wasn't defusing. Well, I spoke about blunders on one side. It feels like a blunder on the other.
I like this from Xiao going up top, the jump up from Hero as well, but yeah, you know, it's a shame there's no nade, there's no snake bite, there's nothing to really play with, and that position, it gives just a small pixel that they can take on the spam. It's hard to hit, and I think they went for it with a Sheriff as well, so you're really limited on options. I think that plan, maybe if it was positioned over in the corner of the box, it would have been a little bit better. A man who's had a couple of good rounds now, who's been pivotal for that mid control, who's stopped Navi's plan to go towards Link at almost every step of the way. Filu, he's had a great performance, and looking back at last week, Tom, look at that first blood to first death. He was on fire in their matchup there.
Yeah, he played insane. I think a lot of that was coming in on the chamber, which if we go to map number 3, we'll likely have that Yoru chamber combo, which I think is definitely going to be a lot more difficult for NAVI to deal with, but in this map, it definitely feels like a game of fine margins. Hero and Batty G still the ones that are leading the charge. And well, I feel like NAVI have been kind of given a lifeline by Movistar Koi. A pause called, you can understand why. It was a desperately close round, but that has given the opportunity for them to talk to their coach as well.
That's a great little toasty. Batty G previously helped Angel and Xiao make it to Reykjavik, and now he stands in their way, looking to stop them from making playoffs. And again, they would still have a chance, but it would be out of their hands. For Koi, that's not the case. They lose here, it's over and done with. Ruxic's already in. Oh, that's a great play by Ruxic, but again, Batty G, such a reliable player in those moments. He brings it back in their favor.
Viper's Pit is being guarded, just in case anybody goes walkabouts looking for info. Mid, has been denied for the majority of this game, and it looks like there's an opportunity for it to be denied again. Even still, though, the trade out of Batty G, the hero of the last couple of rounds, and an incredibly low HP Natank, puts the advantage, at least for now, in the favor of NAVI. But with no pressure really being put in onto that pit, the decision is, where do they go?
I wonder if they've sensed now that link play, not much support from top mid, no spams coming in
30 seconds
from
left.
Filu anymore. They could go around the pit, make it to the B site behind, but instead they want to avoid it completely, and that means stepping into a site where Natank is desperately low. But Filu has come in to back him up, sitting inside of elbow. Even if they get that opening pick, they shouldn't expect the other player. In comes the plant. 8 seconds left on the clock.
Denied.
And it's been denied. The plant now has to be stuck. A blast pack doesn't land. A wide swing needed. Plant secured. Alexic gets 2! Bailing Navi out of what could have been, should have been a lost round. If that blast pack was just a little bit closer, this would already be done, but instead, Monster from Link again has to be the one to bring Movistar Koi kicking and screaming across the line, put them in the lead, and give them a chance
Nade online
to bring us to map number 3. The nade is up. The time is there now because it's ticking low. In goes the reveal. They know he's not on it. The time now desperately low. The nade's not even thrown in. Not yet. They're biding. Their time's gone out the window.
No time. No time. No time. Thankfully.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, Andy, give us a slow-mo. Give us a slow-mo, man. Oh, that's awful. That's, I can't believe that.
It works.
Andy, listen, cue it up after. I want a slow-mo of that nade.
It went out the
Straight
window.
through the window.
Oh, that's
that
really
was
funny.
beautiful.
Well, Navi get the job done in the end. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I couldn't believe it. Just saw it keep going. Oh.
It didn't matter in the end. Xiao had done enough to deny the time, and Navi have scraped their way through.
I might have left the building if that changed the round. Just gone home. Wow.
High pressure scenarios and create some hilarious moments. Navi take the lead back, are 2 rounds away from qualifying to playoffs and taking KC with them, as Koi would join Apex and Mates. One of the teams eliminated. Nightfall utilized onto B. It is going to connect. Monster was still around, but his only job was to really try and slow them on the entry. Unfortunately, both, well, I was going to say a couple of players have made it through. Hero, it is ballsy to go up into that smoke, but it has worked.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they hit the Nightfall. He knows that they can't hear, and unless they're in it, it's a calculated risk, and it's worked out wonderfully here. The payoff, but now Rooksik's down. We're back to a 4v4. Ults for Navi, not going to help them out. And get a little bit of information with Hero, but it's got to be the rifles that do the dirty work, and Xiao's already fallen. Hero from up top, and he is the hero they needed. But now the real trouble, Natank wrapping around, finds one, but the time ticking so desperately low, he doesn't know where Alexic is. And from the top rope, a chance to secure this round. The spam goes in, the drop is heard, and Natank's got him just in time. That looked like a lost round, but with 2 seconds to spare, Movistar Koi have equalized.
Oh, Alexic's been having a couple of just very shaky moments. That Hero basically set him up to win that round.
Thank you, Andy.
Yep,
Thank you.
That's one of the shaky moments. But yeah, this one as well, it's like Hero set him up. He goes, okay, we have those 2 players in the back line. I'm going to go peeking out, take a risk. He takes 2 players with him. And then the second one is Alexic just basically having to finish off the round, but the plant wasn't for him. It wasn't in a position, and it just felt a little bit choky. 11-11. Mistakes being made, an immediate thrash being sent through, but there's a showstopper waiting on the other side. It was a trap.
Spike down B.
2v4 now, when they eventually deal with Natank. Deep play from Hero. They know it, they're clearing it, and his back is turned. It's a freebie for Flya, and a big play needed by Rookzik. This would be an ace. There's only 1 player close by. The plant could be secured. The wrap through mid open. The world is Rooksik's oyster. 3 orbs away, so it's not going to be a Viper's Pit to close it.
Flyer's
1
going
minute
with him.
on the clock, and this read is perfect. Flyer is wrapping around. He'll catch him just in time. 12 for Movistar Koi. Overtime guaranteed, and a map 3 on the cards.
You felt for a moment that that was going to be a play of a lifetime for Rooksik. He's had many of them throughout the last couple of weeks, but I like this adaptation. You know the Monster has been having quite a bit of pressure put onto him. Now they've realized he's solo on that side of the map, so they put the pressure in, but there's a second layer. Natank, someone who I think was 4 and 12, right? He is now 16 and 18. He's been having a massive resurgence on this defensive side. On NAVI, they found around here and there, but it has mostly been Movistar Koi in this second half.
Deep A control from Movistar Koi off rip. Thrash is going to be recovered, but sensing the numbers on that side of the map, it's going to be a much more direct play to the B site, entering with the showstopper. Alexic's taking a lot of space, but he won't find any picks. The plan secured. But it's not going to be Rooksik going for it. I think that was Angel with the wingman, 2 away from a Viper's Pit that could change the game, but instead, Navi looked to change up where those fights come into play. It's a deep play towards this B side, towards spawn. Paranoia goes up top. That's been a big problem for them so far, but Alexic isn't hit. He's still free! They're not clearing the corner! It's happened so many times, but the picks aren't found. Movistar Koi are the ones putting numbers to their advantage. Rooksik stands for 1 in the corner. Xiao gets 2, and alongside Hero, they've got themselves the OT.
Switching sides.
they hit Xiao with the Nightfall. They had the trail that he was in that corner, but just couldn't clear him. And there were many points in this round where I was thinking Navi were going to win it, where when a position doesn't get checked with the aggressive spots that they had, this 2v4 was not the point where I thought they would turn the round, but again, they dig deep. Again, they take this to overtime. And now, well, you go back to looking at Movistar Koi, because for Navi, okay, they lose this map, they have Ascent coming up. For Koi, they lose this map, and they are out of contention for the rest of the year.
Yeah, the pressure here plays such a big role. Map 3, what they're looking for. 2 rounds in a row, and it starts on the attack. Already picking up the pace, looking to put the pressure on Alexic. Like we said, has been having a much slower map. But he's got backup. Hero, smoked off now towards the elbow. Main still held by Xiao. They're unknowingly running into where the numbers are. Nice nade. Batty's gonna take a bit of damage before getting out of there. But the Shrouded Step gets him to safety.
Angel jump peeking is making me very nervous. They've been watching this, but it does keep them with the information. Of course, similar to the setup of this is Movistar Koi, you've got that solo Viper and then the stack up on A. 3 players ready and waiting. And bear in mind that that wraparound has been an issue. Angel down. That opens up mid, but the A site is still bolstered.
That was the Dizzy sent out on mid. Ends up getting caught. Hero and Xiao fighting together from the elbow. There'll be no isolating. The fights are so I thought. Hero left Xiao, but he trades it in the end. The numbers are kept. But the plant should be found. All the while, the wraparound comes into play. 2 going wide. It's going to be a bloodbath. The tank finds the first. Showstopper online, but Rooksik comes in to save the day. Before that can get a little too close for comfort. The round found for Navi, and hell, if coming into OT we want to talk about the pressure, it just got a whole lot worse for Movistar Koi. Now they're facing match and series point, playoffs point for them.
Wow, it's another to add to that stat of 5v4 conversion. Once again, a wonderful read from the side of Navi. I think obviously taking a gamble into a B site execution this late in the game, unlikely.
Alex, you ready?
All right.
Gave a lot of context there.
But the fact that basically they were able to have 3 players ready and waiting, the Crossfire, Sublime, now they go in for a very similar early take. The flash just thrown in to give a little bit of additional space, but they are fading back towards mid. They have baited a rotation. Batty G is alone and almost managed both, but it is only one.
Find you.
One player down, but the trades always going to favor the attack side. They are moving towards the A side, though, where there's numbers to play with for Movistar Koi, where Natank on 1 HP is holding the line. And Hero's left alone. I don't know where Natank thought he was, but he was very much mistaken. Walks in backwards. One of the more confusing engagements, but it's still a 1v2.
It's Hero, though. Hero has been one of the star players in this map. 27 and 17. Spikes will be into his hands. Obviously nervous about a flank, pressure coming in. Obviously Monster has been playing this B side of the map all the time, so he knows that he could be coming in from absolutely anywhere. But also the pause starts to put doubt in the mind. Filu, though, holding, will be able to keep this one going. A second OT at least needed.
The patience was a big deal there for Filu. He sits there holding the corner. When he re-pinks, he sees the spike isn't there anymore. At that, what happened here? What was that? But when he peeks, he sees Spike's not there, and he suspects that player's freezing outside, waiting for us to rotate. And holding the line ends up getting him the kill, getting him the round, and getting Movistar Koi another chance to fight for this map, to bring us to a third, and to make it to playoffs by winning that third map. They've called a timeout here, though. Not wanting to risk going down a point and having to fight for survival again. They want to get ahead of it early.
Of course, our standings in Group Omega, as you can see, Navi right now looking fairly comfortable. A victory here would guarantee them at least being in that playoff stage, which is the most important. Of course, for Movistar Koi, a victory here would put them in to that playoffs position, because in a three-way tie, they would always come out on top of that KC position. Of course, if KC were then to go on and win versus Liquid, that would be enough to send NAVI out. But that's a very different world right now. Instead, Movistar Koi are just thinking about their own survival, thinking about the fact that a victory in this map means they still need to head to Ascent and fight for a win there. But the fact is, taking Broad off of NAVI would be a very, very good first step.
That's exactly it, Tom. Survival, the name of the game for Movistar Koi. Then they can have a week to look to make the adjustments they need. To make it there, they have to grow legs in this series and hit their stride up against NAVI, or else they'll be left flopping on the shoreline, 13-13. This round, pivotal for their success here on the attack. This is what they talked about in the timeout. And we saw the aggression from NAVI catch them way off guard before. Doesn't look like it will this time, though. Very passive, waiting for NAVI's aggression.
We've seen this a lot, where at least one player has tried to re-aggress into middle later in the round. With Angel's flash, maybe they'll go a little bit further, but it also just gives those faster rotations, and especially with the A site being a pretty constant target for either side. This time, though, B site will be the one. Steps, potentially giving a little bit of information over to Hero. That's where they start the walk up. That's where they start the flank. And Angel will now go to join the B-side defense. And that's already alarm bells. Monster has been caught.
Yeah, you have a choice here. Go back and fight, but with 30 seconds left, go forward is the more likely option. Forward into the stack that they don't know is here. The first will be found, but the trade is quick from Hero. They stop the plant. Time becomes an issue, and as they keep on accelerating, it's into a brick wall. This defense unmoving, unwavering, as NAVI push up to 14.
Hero has honestly been phenomenal. It's his 30th kill in this map, and a lot of it is the initial aggression. He's the one that likely hears the steps because of his position. The immediate rotate from Angel to put that Molotov into play to slow them down, and then he's able to get a pick, run all the way back, and be ready to fight on the cross as well. He is looking to drag NAVI kicking and screaming into that playoff stage. And while for Movistar Koi, they once again head on to that defense. Again, this is where both teams showed their better of the half. It's not a death sentence, but the pressure only builds.
You can only take so many of these. A mistake will be made eventually and things come crumbling down.
Rooksic's swinging it.
Which team, though, is the question. Jump peek coming in. Can't do that again. Rooksic's holding it now. Op in hand. It will be backed off by Natank. At least with the orb up, there'll be no chance for that fight. But they're leaving Rooksic behind to look for that pick, at least for a moment. Oh, no.
It's a risky game to play. Rooksic's operator is an all-in gamble that they can find Natank, but it isn't to be. I'm a little bit surprised, I'll be honest. I think he's been someone that has been pretty solid on this attack side, but clearly feeling like there's a counter to be had with this gun. Maybe this could be it. VALU goes out wide, but he's not quite hit the timing. A second jump would surely do the deal, but you don't expect anybody to really be going back. It's risky. But now with 40 seconds left, having no pick found, it's just a straight up B hit again.
There's going to be a peek eventually, though. Batty has to get out of that corner on the left. He's got to swing in, and the shot won't be landed. Rooksic down. Big pickup for Batty G. Another goes in favor of Movistar Koi, and it looks like another OT is on the cards. Whether it's converted or not, well, it's down to Angel and Hero to deny. Angel's gone deep, walkabouts, and Hero's up top, but they know about him. The defuse, how do they deny it from here? They've got to fight through all these players, and only one will be found. The defuse already done by the time the nade gets there. 14 to 14, we go again.
Yeah, I like the retake as well from Movistar Koi. I think they know that they've been caught by the aggression over onto B main. Like, it's happened in almost every single B site post plant that's come through from NAVI. So instead, they all play through the link together. They all go through middle and fight that one as a team. And when the trades are there, it works out fantastically. 14-14. The back and forth continues. And it really does feel like it's going to be the first to win an attack round that might just be the one to take it.
Well, there have been ripples of grace here from Movistar Koi. They can find it on the attack. Like we said, defense, that's where all the big performances have been, and it's Alexic going deep with the op to be denied. Huge pick from Monster, another found! The A site's wide open. These teams have been winning defensive round after defensive round, but this could be where that all changes. This could be where Movistar Koi set us up for map number 3.
Yeah, it was Xiao feeling boxed in after mid-control was lost, felt he had to go aggressive, and it ended up being a problem. Mosh being sent through, Batty G waiting and watching, and he wins that fight easily versus Rooksic. The remaining two with so much to find, and they're not going to get anything done. Angel with a quick double, but that time is already ticking a third. It's nice, it's stat padding, but that feels like that's all it will be. To find the remaining two is an impossibility, especially with the amount of time that's already gone. And while Batty G, he's hoping for an extra kill. It may even be an ace for Angel, but it is meaningless.
No time for the defuse in the end, holding on to that snake bite. Monster opens up this round and effectively closes it too. Those picks, unbelievably valuable. This gave them everything to work with. It let Batty G set up for that late play. And yes, Angel has possibly the best individual round we've seen from him all year. But it doesn't matter. Papa's maybe going to bed early, certainly on this map. We're looking for Ascent. We're looking for map 3, and NAVI call a pause knowing that this is the side they've struggled on, and this is the side they have to show up on if they don't want to go to Ascent.
They've had a few decent post-plant moments on the B side. As I said, the last time that they got into the post-plant, it was a good adaptation coming in from the side of Movistar Koi. They seem to be the ones improving as these overtimes go on. And unfortunately, I think a lot of that comes down to Alexic has been having a poor game. I think it's hurting them over on this attack side. And as I said, there's been a few mistakes from him that, yeah, you feel like it's a youngster on the stage. Of course, this is his first stage in the VCT. And he's had some worldy of performances. I think they're likely to need him. But the positives on the other side, you've got Hero and Rooksic, who've just been nuts, especially Hero. So if there's anybody to watch going into this round who might just be able to bring them through it, it's the man with 31 kills.
Well, on the other side, Batty G just 2 behind. He's been having a wonderful series as well. Looking back at the first map too, that Icebox B hold was untouchable anytime that he was around. And it's great to see him really hitting his peak performance down there on the stage.
Everyone stepped up though.
Yes.
It's been a good comeback as well from Natank. In fact, Flyer, I think he started like 1-7, is now only a few kills negative as well. So everybody pulling their weight. Monster, he's been confident, and you can understand why. His B-site hold has been tough to break, and you can see they've even bolstered it up with Batty G because they know that's where NAVI have had their success.
Poison's off.
You think about the last time we saw this blitz out on B, the Dizzy came in late, Alexic was taken down. Now it's on time, but there's a snake bite to slow. No way to capitalize. Paranoia already sent through. They've lost so much. And they're running into 3 players. NAVI, they're on the back foot already. Alexic looks to bail them out. Ah, it's a tough fight. Monster's eventually eliminated, but a flash comes back from Filu, wrapping around to the right, looking to fight with Batty G, and Batty serves as the bait, pulls them in, reels them in for the 16-14, for the map 3 secured. Movistar Koi